Airy makes everything look good, even without any lighting. That's a comment that somebody left on our last video. So let's see if they're right. What if we take the Alexa 35 and film at a crappy location with crappy lighting in the middle of the day?
Today, this lighting is horrible. The sun is right above us. Well, luckily, we have the best camera in the world. The worst lighting and the best camera. The reason why I wanted to shoot with this camera outside today is because I've noticed some shots from movies shot on film during the middle of the day, and the shots look beautiful. Even though you can tell that there's no lighting modifiers or lights, I think film outside in the middle of the day can look better than digital. A lot of times with digital cameras, we try to avoid shooting with just direct sun, and we have all these lighting modifiers and lights to try to make it look half decent. But with this camera, maybe it'll look good with nothing. According to Airy, this camera, the Alexa 35, has more dynamic range than any other camera in history, even more than film. So in theory, outside today, our shots should look pretty good. And what I want to do is I want to guide you through my process. Whenever I'm setting up a shot, I want to talk to you about what I'm thinking. Why am I putting the camera there? And with the sun right above us, what are some tips we can have to make the subject look half decent in the direct sun? This is going to be tricky. Whew. So the rule is no lights, no lighting modifiers, just natural light today. Come here, I want to show you something. This is one of the most important things you'll see today. Right down here. That right there, that's a shadow. That's the most important thing we have at our disposal today. The shadow is pointing this way, which means I need to point my camera that way. I know it's a small thing, but if we can film that direction, things will look marginally better. So this is what I'm thinking. I see some very dark values. I see these trees, those are dark. I'm introducing a new dark value here close to the camera. We have the background, the midground, and the foreground, and I think this is gonna look pretty good. All right, Lynn, go ahead and just walk. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to film Lynn walking up into place and then stopping and looking off. And look this way, Lynn. There you go. You're going to look that direction. I don't have the camera up here because everything looks a little bit more muddy. She's blending into that gate in that background. So as I bring the camera down, I'm getting more of a striking composition here. Okay, so next, I'm gonna have this bush in the foreground. And I'm going to be focusing on Lynn walking. Well, what do you guys think so far? Is this looking cinematic? Maybe it doesn't matter what camera you shoot on. Maybe lighting matters more. I don't know, we'll see. So I have her face totally in shadow, okay? She's facing away from the sun. I have a dark value right next to her. Come this way, a little bit closer to it. There you go. All right, looking right into the camera. Okay guys, it's over 110 degrees here. I've got this big heavy camera here and I'm tired. This is hot. This is why we don't film in the middle of the day in the summer. Oh my goodness. Down here. So this lighting is very challenging because we've got the brightest brights and the darkest darks. We've got that bright sky and we've got these deep shadows. So what I've decided to do on this shot is get Lynn in those shadows there, walking across. I'm exposing basically for skin, even though right now in the shadows farther away she looks dark, but I'm overexposed here. All right, Lynn, you're gonna just walk towards me and walking. Again, when you're filming outside in the middle of the day, it really is all about composition and trying to think like an artist. How do you make the shot look half decent with what you have? And again, just like the previous location, I'm shooting into the sun as much as I can. Even though it seems like the sun's right above us, it's not right above us. There's a slight difference. So for this shot, we don't have the sky in the shot. I've chosen to put this fence. There's a little bit of shadows on the fence. Lynn can kind of pop that way from the background. So I'm going to be filming Lynn on this 40mm anamorphic lens now. It's a lot wider than before because I want to film her moving. So I'm going to be walking with her, and I'm going to have the camera very low, and I'm going to be looking up into the trees here because I think that'll look really good against Lynn as she's walking. So now I'm just exposing for Lynn's skin here. I'm not worrying about the shadows, I'm not worrying about highlights, nothing. Let's go inside next, and we'll see what we can film inside with just the sun coming through some windows. See if it looks any good on this camera. Okay, so I'm right here because I wanted to show you with this camera how we can film outside and inside at the same time. So I've just exposed for her skin here. Here we have a simple little inside shot. She's just sitting by the window. We've got a dark room. All right, so we have no lighting in this room. It's just the garage door is open and the light is spilling in through that door. So what I'm seeing here is a very, very bright background, and Lynn is in the shadows. Normally you would never film like this, but we're gonna see what it looks like. So Lynn, go ahead and step up to that camera and mess with it for a second, and ready. So there you have it, horrible lighting conditions. No lights at all, just a really, really good camera. Did it hold up? Could you, for example, film a movie, a low-budget movie with no lights and just try to film it with a really, really good camera? Would it look cinematic enough if you knew what you were doing? And as always, don't subscribe to this channel. Watch our videos, comment, but don't subscribe. That would just be awkward for the both of us.